The Sentinel is known to be reliable, fearless, disciplined, consistent, courageous, motivated, and skillful.
So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances.
All these qualities start from the mind. Your mind can be your worst enemy or your most powerful weapon.
The world becomes your library to help you to become better at your craft.
Is this the dagger?
Learn how to achieve greatness and tap into the Sentinel mindset.
This episode is brought to you by The Arena. The Arena focuses on helping law enforcement and security professionals achieve their ultimate work experience, curriculum, and fitness goals. Visit thearenatoronto.com.
Well, good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic week. I'm so excited, but also bothered at the same time on talking about this next topic. Now, as some of you may not know, the Sentinel Mindset is part of a bigger organization called the Sentinel Group of Companies. We specialize in the protection industry. And of course, this podcast is focused for many people that are looking to get into this industry, but also for those that are looking at getting into a career in law enforcement, specifically in policing. And we've seen incredible, countless stories, but this is not what that's about today. What we're talking about today is the security industry. Now, I want to go even deeper and peel that onion over and say this is not about regarding all security, like specifically let's call it in-house security, because there's many private entities, many corporations that are basically working with their in-house and they're top-notch and they're qualified and get the proper training in the whole 9 yards. But a lot of these entities don't have the luxury of just providing an in-house, so they have to go out to a third-party entity. Okay, and we would be considered a third-party entity. Now, our industry specializes and focuses in the events hospitality industry and also some healthcare. That's what we focus on, and executive protection. Other industries, of course, or entities will cover a lot of other things, whether it be healthcare, commercial, industrial, the whole 9 yards. But really, what I want to expose today is the mindset and the practice of what security actually means and what we say what a protector means. Now, when anybody's hiring security, they're not hiring it because they just want a warm body. As you hear some people reference unqualified individuals in the industry, they're literally doing it for the sole purpose of providing a layer of protection. And if that is the case, should the person that is being hired not be qualified? Or if that person doesn't have the qualifications, should that person be not receiving a skill, a training sessions to get them to the place where they can succeed? Would you expect Canada's military or the US's military to go into war without any guns, without any camouflage, without any defense mechanism systems? Would you expect that? Would they succeed against their opponent if they didn't have their weapons to combat? No, they wouldn't. They would all fail, and they would fail miserably. But that is what's happening today in the security industry. And I'm going to focus specifically on Canada. I do know these frustrations are shared by many entities in the US and across the world, but I'm going to just focus on Canada today. And that is that we see over and over again, many companies providing unqualified individuals. But why does that happen, right? Is it just the agency's fault? No, it's not. See, it's a combination of many things. It's a combination of going through a process called an RFP. And that is basically a proposal to bid on a contract. And this happens across all industries, by the way. But the one key thing that happens is it's always about may the lowest bid win. And I know a lot of them always reference back, no, it's not always about the lowest bid. It all comes down to cost, ladies and gentlemen. It always comes down to cost. And really, you've heard the saying, the adage, you get what you pay for. Well, can you really actually say that when your life's at risk? You get what you pay for. I'm sorry, you died. Well, you know what? You ended up hiring this person. Because really, nothing ever becomes an issue until something bad happens. So let's go a couple of steps back. It all starts for many entities on a bidding process. And usually, historically, the lowest bid does win. But let's go into the business side of things right now. If I'm bidding on a contract and I'm in a company and I'm going low, super low, and just so you know, people can go as low as $22 to $23 to $24 an hour for a contract. What does that mean? Let's talk about that for a second. If I'm bidding that low, what is the employee getting? And the better question is will you be able to find a protector, aka security, that can come in and do the job on a high level, provide safety, provide liability risk, provide all these things, making minimum wage or close to minimum wage? How can that even be the thought process? But it's never, as I said, really until something bad happens where suddenly let's relook and reevaluate. We've heard countless stories, probably thousands of stories over the years of failures happening. And they usually happen because of an unqualified element, meaning as in there was a skill set deficiency. And the security industry right now in the private third-party sector that I'm referring to right now has a high majority of that in place right now. So the first part to kind of come up with a solution here is looking at it saying, if I truly want to get a qualified entity to come into the mix, and if I want that entity to have a good caliber of people, well, we got to set them all up to succeed and win. And how do we do that? We make sure that we have the proper compensation in place to match the skill set. Now, what I find also happens in the industry that it's one of those things that sometimes it's just part of business. This is how it is. This is how the process is. But that's unfair to you as a consumer. That's unfair to you as a business. For us as an organization, I can tell you this, it's easy to take other companies' business. It's very easy to do so. Do you know why? Because we have something that many, many don't, and that is we put quality and care behind our product. We make sure that our people are taken care of and are compensated properly. We want to make sure that these people have the proper training and skill set to actually do the job. Security should not be this third-party element where they're just observing and reporting. You're a protector. And that's the other gripe that I have in this industry. If you're going to come into this industry, you're coming in because you truly want to help people. You're not looking at this as just a job. Again, we're talking about security here, but it's been so cheapened in this industry. It's been so cheap in that people are ashamed to even say that I work for security because of the state of the industry. And you keep on going into layers. Well, why is that being allowed? I can tell you the Ministry of the Solicitor General is trying to crack down on a lot of the stuff that's happening. They're targeting things right now that are happening. For example, security entities that are selling security license, qualifiers to pass. Meaning, as in you have to do your test, you just pass. Here's some dollars to make it happen. Like, this is what's happening in our industry. So how can we expect when something happens, when something bad happens, and let's just be very real here, we're facing with a lot of bad things happening on a regular basis. If you're entering in this industry, you're entering knowing that something may happen to you. Just like a police officer is going to come to work, something may happen to you as well. Well, if you're saying from the get-go, I'm just doing this for the dollars, nobody pays me enough to do this, then you're looking at the wrong field. So this is a very big systematic problem. But what I'm asking right now, I'm throwing out there is I'm talking directly to the agencies, to the providers, to the operators. I meet with a lot of them on a regular basis. And there's some incredible people out there doing some insanely good work that have a good representation of people, that lead by helping others opposed to leading just by profits. And guess what? Those people are making a difference. And I like to meet with them because I'm calling out all our operators. Let's all do better. Let's all raise the bar. Let's all raise the standard because you're doing something in this industry that is called protection. Whether you're protecting human life or you're protecting asset, that is what you're doing. And if you're going to hire people and you're not going to pour into them and you're not going to put them up for success and you're going to send them out to the workforce and then they're going to fail and possibly die, that's on you. And that's important to understand that makes the whole industry bad as a whole. Let's all do better for this industry. Let's make a conscious effort to find qualified individuals. Let's make a conscious effort to pour and invest and train in our people. Well, how am I going to do that, Constantine? We don't have the margins. Well, don't underbid and set yourself up to lose, because that's what you're going to do if you underbid. You're going to take away all margins for training. You're going to take away all margins for the person that is actually doing the job, can actually win and enjoy what they're doing and grow with your organization. Or you can do the reverse and just do nothing, which is what is happening on a daily basis. I want all our operators listening to this to know that we can make a difference. We can make a change. We can collectively work together to better the industry. I get it. It's business. And a lot of people think by profits only. But then maybe you're doing it for the wrong reason. I encourage everyone listening right now to do better, because I'll tell you this, a quote that we say with our people is, hire good people, pay them well, expect a lot. And if we can use some of that phrasing to the industry, where we work together collectively, where we provide a proper product, and where people can actually feel safe and know that they're going to walk into an environment and they're going to be looked after. Because security is not just about securing, it's actually about providing an experience for somebody as well. We are here to serve you. And we teach that in our organization about servant leadership. And I want to make sure that we're all on the same page here. If anyone is listening to this and you're an operator, I highly encourage you to reach out, because the more of us that can work together to build something better for our incredibly amazing country, the better we will all be. For those that are listening around the world that are obviously nothing part of Canada, you can follow these same practices. And I look at a lot of stuff that happens around the world and I use them as case studies, but we can all evolve and do better. It's time. Things are getting worse when it comes to crime. Things are getting worse when it comes to people being frustrated. And we've gone through a huge pandemic that caused a lot of catastrophe for many, many people. People are on edge. We have felt it in our organization because we deal with hospitality all the time. People are on edge. Let's help make the difference. Let's put the right people in the right roles and set them up to win. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Just some food for thought so we can make this industry better. Take care.
This podcast is brought to you by Executive Protection Lifestyle Canada. Make sure to drop by next week and don't forget to subscribe.